this is part 2 unless I edit it together, but patch is on. Manufacturer of the patch weld material recommends leaving it overnight, which I will do. So what I did is I used 7/8 waffle head nickel plated tech screws. These are application is normally, let's see if we get it to focus, normally to hold metal studs together in exterior situations. Here's a whole pile of them. Maybe that looks better. So the tech tip is a drilling tip. There's no need to pre-drill the holes. And again, I use this material. Gotta like the flames on it. So it's pretty well done all the way around. And that stuff squeezed out. It's about the consistency of cake frosting. Doesn't drip off too bad while you're trying to put it on. The manufacturer also suggests that you moisten the two materials that you're going to use before you put the muffler weld on it, and I did. So I just took a body hammer and opened the jaws on the vise and just laid it in there and kept working it back and forth, and then fit it up to the muffler on the other side, which was nice and smooth, until it looked good. And then I took some big woodworking clamps and positioned it on there and put 2 screws in before I put all this sealant material on there, just so I wouldn't have to fight to line it up later. So when I got it all coated, I ran the 2 screws in and put the clamps on, because the muffler had started to burst open, so it wasn't in its oval shape, so I really had to kind of squeeze it back together. And so that's 20 gauge galvanized material off a metal stud. I just cut the flange off a stud. This would have been on the other side. And I made my patch about 3.5 inches wide. You can do it with shears, but I used one of these stone blade saws and cleaned the edges up. So we'll see how it holds up. Good time to rotate tires on the Geo. So all in, when I do the receipt, I didn't use quite half of it. $4.50. Minimum wage Florida is $7.25. I don't think I'm worth much more than that. And it didn't take an hour. So, but I would suggest trying to find these, we call them in the metal stud trade waffle heads, because they cover quite a bit more area, and the material cinches down quite a bit better when you do that. Well, you wouldn't have to have those. So, and these were nickel plated, so they won't rust for a good long time under here either. I guess if you're worried about your screw heads rusting, you could cover them with the muffler weld material also. So that's it. Now the test is, how many thousands of miles and how many years does it last? I bet that it's good for at least as long as the rest of the pipe underneath, which still is in good shape. So, while I had it out, I pulled those out so I could get it in better position to put them in, and I before I ran them back in. Also put copper anti-seize on them. They came out with no problem, but should make them come out another time easily. Alright, thanks for watching.